there, Scorpio. Welcome to your end of June 2023 tarot update. It's Raina here. Okay, one thing that I want to say right off the bat is that you may be having difficulty making a choice about something. You might have good fortune, but you're looking at your issue. If there's like a specific thing like, let's say um, you have fallen in love with somebody new, but you still have the past relationship. Now, back in early May, there was a powerful lunar eclipse in Scorpio, in your sign. And when those kinds of events happen and it's in your own sign, you may not feel, especially for a sign like Scorpio, you may be kind of stubborn about actually following through on the change. Like if something appeared to shift for you in your life, and actually this is like a powerful full moon and a lunar eclipse, so it might have been connected to your relationship if you have a relationship. And maybe you could see very clearly that you needed to honor yourself. Perhaps you were too immersed in somebody else's life and that wasn't working for you and you weren't getting your own needs met. But whatever happened, um, some people may already have some kind of love that has come into your life. But with that can come those complications that are connected with it, because it still is an unsettled situation. So what I would say right off the bat is that you may have your walls up too much, and so things cannot really um, proceed as they should, because even if you have fallen in love with somebody new, you may be like very used to kind of keeping yourself closed up. So you might be closed up with everybody, is what I'm trying to say. But let's just talk about the specific cards. The heart of the matter is the Nine of Cups. This is a card kind of like winning the emotional lottery. So that's why I think of, it's wish fulfillment, but it's cups. So your cups. So is Pisces. So is Cancer, that water sign influence, which has to do with your emotions. And your emotions are very heightened. Maybe you're feeling this sense of like exhilaration, like, wow, this is really happening. I can't believe this is really happening in my life. And it doesn't mean, because when I talk about different signs, I'm usually talking about it with experience with people of those signs and things that they did and things that they said. And I really believe that in general, Scorpios are very respectful of other people's relationships, and they don't tend to try to steal somebody from somebody else. Not that you can, but you know what I mean. That they refuse to get involved, and a Scorpio person will not respect anybody who is cheating on their partner. They will not trust that person anyhow. So, Scorpio is a little bit too smart to think that somebody is going to be faithful to them if they're lying and cheating with somebody else. I mean, if they're cheating on someone else. Scorpio is a very astute sign. So, and I'm talking about you, obviously, I'm thinking. So I should say you're a very astute sign. Okay, so now that I've established that, we look at the past position and we get a card of kind of ambivalence or some sort of decision that has to be made. The Two of Wands can be specifically career related, but also, see the globe, it can be like situational or locational. Do I stay here or do I leave? Do I go to another destination? The wands are about expansion. And the wands, because they're fire. So maybe that's the element of the person that you've met. An Aries, a Leo, or Sag. I always say, those Leos, those are the ones that you tend to be attracted to because you're both fixed signs. So you have this irritation and attraction at the same time. But the thing about it is that fire is way different than water. So it's not just like a slam dunk that if you get involved with somebody who is a fire sign that you'll live happily ever after. You might, but they talk about, water putting out fire because water tends to be more practical in a lot of ways, even though the irrationality of emotions, but it's on the ground or under the ground, water. So it's kind of grounded. Fire is very chaotic and expansive. So there's different things going on why fire signs tend to want they tend to spend money like without a thought in the world, and that can drive a Scorpio person crazy. But anyway, there is that passion that they possess that might be very attractive to you. And maybe, with this card that's supposed to be the higher lesson, the Four of Cups, maybe that is the other sign. If you are torn between two lovers, maybe this is a water sign like you, but there's that sense of dissatisfaction with that individual. I would say from the spiritual perspective in general, that the Four of Cups teaches us to pay attention to our feelings. When we are like making a decision, it usually will be that one choice that we make holds more enthusiasm than the other. The Four of Cups is dissatisfaction, lethargy, emotional lethargy, that kind of thing. And it certainly is not speaking about passion, joy. And so it's really about following your heart, but not, being so into the practical that you deny your emotions completely. I already alluded to this as the challenge card. The Nine of Wands in the upright position, I'm reading this as a challenge card, is someone who is setting boundaries with themselves and others. So that's another thing, setting boundaries within yourself too, meaning that you decide what you're willing to accept, the type of behavior that you're going to enact. And when you set boundaries with other people, you're teaching them how to treat you. And the importance of that is that the people who don't do that can tend to be bewildered why they're not getting that kind of respect, because they're not communicating with other people that they are deserving of respect and being heard. And so, but you have to put yourself out there in order to do that. And a lot of Scorpio people have this idea that if they keep everything close to their vest, they're going to have this power. And they can kind of wield this power. And that's kind of an illusion, because what it tends to lead to is somebody who is very secretive in their emotions, and the other person instinctively doesn't trust them as a result, because they figure if they have something to hide, there must be something wrong. And so being able to understand that your behavior could be actually exacerbating the very situation that you don't want to occur is super important. What's coming in is the Queen of Swords. This is a very detached perspective, not so much as the King of Swords, because the Queen is connected to the water element. So it's really about recognizing how your emotions are heightened now, and yet choosing to prefer your head over your heart, knowing that the emotions that you know naturally exude, being a Scorpio, can tend to keep you a bit stuck because they're so strong. And you know, you may feel this sense of like, well, I really want to be in a relationship with someone, but perhaps it's not possible at this moment, because you have unfinished business with somebody else, or maybe that person does, and you refuse to get involved until you know that they have left that situation. What I was saying about the Nine of Wands in the challenge position is, be careful that you're not abandoning your own principles. Because, you know, Nine of Cups can be very exuberant energy, but it can also be excessive self-indulgence. Well, that's that's a redundancy. Just say, you know, self-indulgent. The outcome is the King of Pentacles. Wow, what a shift. Pentacles is earth, and it's very grounded. And this is the king, so this is the mastery. So having a mastery of groundedness, meaning that you're not getting carried away, meaning that you're not overdoing it. Now, one of the things, like if this is some kind of decision that you're trying to make in terms of career matters, like what came into my mind is retirement. So there might be some of you who um, would like to retire. You're of the age where you could do so and it would not be considered premature. And maybe you have gotten some kind of windfall, and the Nine of Cups represents that. Even though cups represent emotions, the nine is connected to the ninth house, Jupiter, and that can be some kind of blessings, lucky thing that happens. And let's say you've received this money and you're like, I don't have to even think about whether or not I can retire. I could do it if I wanted to. The Four of Cups is, you know, asking you how you feel. If you feel unenthusiastic about something, then it's showing you that it's draining you. So the King of Pentacles is really, you know, this is a great card for money. And or like it could be like seeking advice from somebody who is an expert with dealing with money. So like an accountant, an investment banker, somebody that you trust. And if that connects with the Nine of Cups for you, but also attracting a partner who is like the King of Pentacles, who's mature, but they're also grounded. And if that person is actually an earth sign, so much better, because those kinds of people are really compatible with Scorpios and water in general. So we're talking about Taurus, we're talking about Virgo and Capricorn. Okay, that's what I have for you, Scorpio. I hope that this resonated. If you would like a private reading, the link is below. Take care. Bye.